Right, so this video is going to be about the release of Sora 2 AI, the video generation software that everyone's been talking about. And I've got to say, initially, months back when I first talked about the release of VEO 3 by Google, I took on a very measured and even cautiously optimistic tone because I was talking about the exciting possibilities that the rise of AI would bring. Although I have to say, now that Sora 2 has been released, now we're looking at a software that's so advanced, you can literally digitally generate episodes of South Park or Family Guy, even anime, with it. Now I'm not sure how I feel. To be honest, I don't think I like it. I feel like there's a line that's been crossed that we can't cross back over with this new software. I mean, it's not like we can put the genie back in the bottle. If anyone, for those of you who haven't seen it or what it's capable of, I mean, here's just a few examples.
And that's why, class, Sneakers O'Toole was the bravest patriot to ever refuse to untie his shoes.
Dude, what are you talking about? Sneakers O'Toole isn't even real.
Make way, peasants. Emotional support incoming.
Dude, what the hell is that?
This is Gerald, my emotional support goose. Protected by federal law, bitches.
He's staring at me, man.
Carmen, get that thing away! Gerald, no, heal, Gerald. Heal.
This is worse than the time I tried to donate blood at Taco Bell. So, how much longer till we hit a pint? I'm starting to taste pennies.
Sir, this is a cherry freeze. You're bleeding into our machine.
Yeah, but admit it. Real smooth consistency, huh? Okay, still plenty of cookies left. Somewhat extra crunch now. Anybody?
Yeah! Kickflip McKay! Whoa!
Dude, is he okay?
I don't think so.
He just wrecked his nuts on a bus.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. He's regulation size.
Dude!
Whoa!
Holy crap, he went in.
Nothing but net.
You can't just throw Kenny, dude.
This is worse than that time I hung out with Mordecai and Rigby.
What the hell is that?
This is worse than the time I went on a date with my computer.
Oh, wow. I'm usually up for anyone, but you're just too fat.
So you can see that in some cases there are these occasional tells here and there, like there's the occasional bad spelling or garbled text, or perhaps there are these visual incongruities that you can't really explain, which kind of give it away. You know, there are occasional moments where people have duplicated pupils, but for the most part, it bears a stunning resemblance to the original work, and really it's only a matter of time before these faults are patched up anyway. I mean, how long is it going to be before we can, you know, easily generate an episode of South Park or Family Guy without any need for creative input by the creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, or anything? And this isn't even about South Park or Family Guy, because I don't like either of those shows. I couldn't really care that much. It's about animation as a whole. See, what incentive is there now to create anything, given that we've already expedited the creation process, the creativity process, to an algorithm that can instantly, in seconds, produce stunning results that would take perhaps months and tens of thousands of dollars worth of hard work to produce? Is there really... We've outsourced the one thing that makes us unique as humans to a machine now. And it's weird that I say this, because I was talking about how in my last video about AI, I was talking about how AI would never replace human creativity. But I think, looking back, that was only because I didn't think AI would get this good. I didn't think we'd get to the point where AI could now fully automate the intricacies and the skills that are required to produce animation, not just animation in general, but animation that's particular to one particular artist. Like, there's a whole slew of legal and ethical questions that need to be asked here. not the least of which regarding, is this copyright infringement? And I do think that the makers of Sora 2 AI, I think OpenAI have they've made a few changes at the last minute to make sure that their software is compliant with copyrighted material, but we know what they've done. They've opened the door that can't be closed now. I mean, all that needs to happen is for there to be some underground clone of this kind of software that basically, you know, runs around the same kind of programming language, and poof, there we go. Why bother watching South Park or Family Guy or anything now, or Beavis and Butthead or whatever? But you can generate your own episode. And going further than that, why bother creating it? Why bother putting pen to paper? What is actually the point of any kind of visual or sound-based media now that we've got a computer that can do everything? Have we really reached the end of culture? It's so weird me saying this, because it's a complete about face to what I argued in my last video. But all right, okay, maybe the reason why I feel so personal about this is because I've never spoken about this before. I don't really come from an artistic background. I'm not an animator, I never was, and nobody in my family's been an animator, but I have a measure of respect for animators, for artists, illustrators. And I know that artist is a broad word that encompasses a range of different disciplines, you know, from composing music to things like you know, visual media and animation and all that. But really, I respect all of it, and it goes without saying that the best kind of art is the one that takes the most practice, the most skill. There's an undeniable correlation between how good art is, or how good it is perceived, with how hard you had to work on it. But we've jumped that entire step. We're no longer concerned with the journey. Now we're only focused on the destination. We chucked the baby out with the bathwater. And is this actually something that anyone needs, or did anyone actually ask for this? It's a weird question for me to ask. I know that there are some people who are amused and fascinated with this new technology, and there's no denying I was definitely impressed with some of the visuals I saw, but don't you get the impression that maybe we've gone a bit too far? Where do we go from here? Are we about to... What will this mean for the animation industry? What will this mean for the entertainment industry? What will this mean for art itself? How will we be able to tell the difference between art that is human created, sorry, that's right, because only an AI can generate something. Humans create, that's the difference between us. How will we be able to go about our lives now knowing that there's no way of being able to discern something that's AI generated from something that isn't? It's really hard to say, because we're still only on the cusp of this AI boom, and I think it'll only take time. We'll have to jump 10 years ahead into the future or so and look back and see what has changed since then, and make a retrospective analysis on whether AI has really destroyed or removed the human need for creative outputs or appreciation of art or stuff like that, or whether it's somehow improved or fine-tuned it in any way. I don't know. That's what people are arguing. You know, the proponents of the use of AI in art say that AI can open up new possibilities. And I'm thinking, open up possibilities? What, by automating the entirety of the creative process? I mean, we're talking about AI here. We're not talking about the digital tablet, or we're talking about a future now where we can literally just generate music. We don't need any knowledge of music theory. We don't even need any requisite knowledge of music styles, instrumentation, stuff like that. I'm not talking about the birth of MIDI software or synthesia. I'm talking about software that can literally, you just type in a few sentences and boom, there you go. How are we meant to feel about this? It would be remiss of me if I didn't admit that as somebody with an artistic temperament, as somebody who likes art and really appreciates art and has a great deal of respect for people who are artists in some way, I feel kind of offended. And there's a lot of... I'm not anti-AI in principle. I do think there's a lot of good that AI can do. Like, for one, there's a whole range of jobs in the big tech sector. Most jobs, in fact, nowadays, which are meaningless and pointless, we can automate all of those. We can make our economy grow massively. And we can bring about universal basic income. That would be good. Why couldn't we get that instead of this? You know, the funny thing is, there's this meme that's been floating around. I'll show it to you right now. It's like this. And the meme makes an excellent point. See, the purpose of AI, it should be to help humans create, to help lift the burden, to do the grunt work, to automate all the dull and unromantic stuff so that we can fulfill our need of self-actualization. It shouldn't be doing the self-actualizing for us. It shouldn't be... AI should be there to help humanity, not replace it. And that's why I don't feel comfortable when I look at this. Because it feels like AI has gone way beyond just, helping people answer basic queries or do research or stuff like that. It's gotten to the point now where people have been arguing for years now whether the internet is alive or dead, the so-called dead internet theory. And truth be told, I haven't really looked into it. But within a few years' time, are we going to see such an overabundance of AI slop that the internet might as well be dead? Are we about to witness the death of the internet? Or never mind that, the death of all media? Like, what's that even going to do? That's going to transform our lives in a way that I can't even imagine. And I'm not ready for that. Is anybody ready for that? At the very least, there needs to be some kind of law that makes it illegal to misrepresent something as not AI generated when it is. And luckily, according to this, I think the EU are thinking of implementing a new AI law by 2026. I'm not a huge fan of the EU, by the way, but I think laws like this are a good idea. Certainly a good start. But the thing is, though, the growth and the accelerated growth of AI it's changing so fast. It's developing so quickly. All the laws that we're passing are reactive and not proactive. This actually upsets me in a way that the worst case scenario of AI's completely ending and annihilating all of humanity doesn't. It's just we humans have a spiritual need to be expressive, to leave behind evidence that we existed and that we grappled with life's big questions. It's unacceptable that AI is trying to wrestle that away from us. It's not okay. Anyway, can we put a hold on all the AI developments until we've at least made virtually all technical jobs redundant and we've got universal basic income? Just a thought. Anyway, my thoughts on this tend to change like the wind on a dime, so maybe I'll have a different view on this in a week's time or even a month's time, but until we can be in a realistic position to assess the damage that's been done to the entertainment, the animation industry, and even the music industry, I guess only then we'll be in a position to definitively say whether AI has been a net benefit or a net deficit for humanity. In the meantime, though, I am still going to compose music. No one's going to take that away from me. I'm going to stubbornly keep working at music the old-fashioned way. I don't care what anyone says. I feel like I have to. I have no choice. Anyway, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. This has been Tracking. I'll catch you guys later.